All right, this is lesson 3, day 1. Example 1, rule for adding integers with the same signs. Represent the sum of 3 plus 5 using the arrows on the number line. Okay, well, we have 0 to 3, and then we go from 3, we're adding 5, and we get to 8. Okay, so how long is the arrow that represents 3? So it's 3 units. What direction does it point? Right. All right. How long is the arrow that represents 5? 5 units. What direction does it point? Right. What is the sum? 8. If you were to represent the sum using an arrow, how long would the arrow be and in what direction? It would be 8 units, and it would be right. 8 units, and it would be right. Okay, next. What is the relationship between the arrow representing the number on the number line and the absolute value of the number? They are equal. Do you think that adding two positive numbers will always give you a greater positive number? Yes. Why? Well, adding them would go farther right. On the number line. Making it a greater positive number. Okay. Now, we're going to represent -3 plus -5 using the arrows that represent -3 and -5 on the number line. Well, if I go from 0 to -3 right here, and then I go from -3 and I go -5, and I come down, I have -8. So how long is the arrow that represents -3? Well, 3 units. What direction does this point? Left. How long is the arrow that represents -5? 5 units. And then in what direction? Left. What is the sum? -8. Okay. Well, if you were to represent this sum using an arrow, how long would the arrow be and in what direction would it be? It would be 8 units, and it would be left. Do you think adding two negative numbers will always give you a smaller negative number? The answer here would be yes. And why? Because the farther left on the number line, the number becomes smaller. What do both examples have in common? The length of the arrow representing the answer. So now, the rule for adding rational numbers with the same sign is by adding the absolute values and using a common sign. In other words, what we're going to do here is for adding the same sign, we're going to add our numbers and keep the sign of our larger number. So, for example, here we go. -4 plus -2, my signs are the same. So 4 plus 2 is 6. 4 is larger than 2. 4 sign is negative, so is my answer. Here we've got 5 and 9. My signs are the same. They're both positive, so I'm going to add them together. My answer is 14. 9 is bigger than 5. 9 sign is positive, so is my answer. So here my signs are the same. 6 and 3 is 9. 6 is larger. My answer is negative. My signs are the same, so 11 plus 1 is 12. 11's bigger. Its sign's negative, so is my answer. Here I have all three signs that are the same, so I can add them. 3 plus 5 is 8, and 8 plus 7 is 15. My largest of the three numbers that are the same is 7. Its sign is positive, so is my answer. Down here I have -20, -15. My signs are the same, so we have 35. 20 is larger than 15. Its sign is negative, so is my answer. Okay, next, we're almost done. So let's find our sum here. 15 plus 7, our signs are the same, so we're going to add them. 15 and 7 is 22. 15 is larger, its sign's positive, so is my answer. Here I have the same sign, so I'm going to add my numbers. 16 and 4 is 20. 16 is larger, its sign is negative, so is my answer. Here my signs are the same, so I'm going to add my numbers. 8 and 4 is 12. Carry my 1. 6 and 1 is 7, plus 1 is 8. 64 is larger, its sign is negative, so is my answer. And last, I have my signs are the same, so I'm going to add my numbers. 5 and 3 is 8. 2 plus 0 is 2. 1 and 2 is 3. 205 is larger, its sign is negative, so is my answer. So, oops, sorry, let me bring that up so you guys can see that. So that is our lesson for today. We'll continue this tomorrow with opposite signs.